Hey guys, it's Amber, and I'm finally ready to share with you a walkthrough of my 2024 week in life. So I've actually had this like 80% completed for quite a while now. It's not 100% completed, and it probably never will be. It's just been too long since I worked on it. But there's just a few blank spaces and journal cards that just never got filled out. Eventually I might get back to them, but for now I'm just trying to call it done. So I have the album and the kit from last year, and I think, I have to double check, I think last year was also the morning and evening kit as well. So you might see some of that stuff sprinkled in there. So this is one of the cards from the main kit, and then this was a digital that I printed out. Just like a little intro here. I haven't done a 6x8 album in a while, so it was a nice change of pace. I was used to doing 10x8s for quite some time. So another card from the kit, and the reason why card, I was able to print on this with the sticker paper that's become so popular that everyone really likes from Mako. Fortunately, it's sold out on Amazon right now, but I will have a link for it in my bio. So I just have a really quick reason why there and an updated photo of myself. Then here I took one of the die cuts that came with the kit, and I put photos of everyone just from that year, not necessarily from that week, you know, but I put them all in black and white. Then I used little tiny stickers to put everyone's ages at that current time, and then one of the kitties as well. And on the back I just put kind of one of the more recent family photos that we had. Not everybody's in there because Jared's not in there, but it's what we have. So I bought the transparency pack, and I put the vellum envelopes on the front like a lot of people had done. So on the back of each one is the corresponding day of the week card. So whatever this photo is what my journaling is that's tucked inside. It's kind of hidden. So this time I'm talking about all the tiger lilies that we have planted outside because the garden's pretty awake. This was late April last year. So we have our Monday. And then for these cards here, I punched them all so they'd be in the center. And then I used that as a main journaling block spot. And then I used my Heidi Swap date stamp to stamp the date. So just kind of some journaling there. I use some of these punched out circles from that die cut along with some chipboard pieces to put something that said the story every day. And then I always like to do screenshots of when I'm waking up. It helps tell the story. These are photos of the kitties eating breakfast. I had screenshots of the weather, just like, you know, daily things. I tried to include a full, it's 6x8, but it's really 7x8 1/4, full page photo every day. And usually that means there's going to be something on the back as well. So I like to add my journaling to my photos. So here's a photo of the back. Purposefully, like you could see the landscapers were here, and I was like pulling up to our street. So kind of just different ways of showing and telling similar stories year after year. So here was like another shot that I was able to take from like my scrapbook room, actually showing the guy mowing out back, which is not a shot I usually take, or working on chores that day. So these were cards that were from an older kit, I believe, that I chose to add. Like you'll see that 3 of them are right here: drive, chores, music. I was doing this game. That's funny because I'm not even doing it this year, but that's why we take photos of everything. So I have screenshots of how I did every week or every day playing Connections. And then I had like a signed CD come in the mail. And then so here's where you're going to see that there's blanks. So I really liked the idea of these pages. So for the highs and lows, I decided to do weather. So I had written down the weather every day. I used like a little stamp from my stash just to show if it was like sunny or whatever, but I don't know what else to like write about because I've written on all the photos. I've got journaling on different cards, and I've got like a block journaling. Like, I'm not a huge journaler, so I'm just not sure what else to write that's not already in these photos. And I wasn't sure what else to write for the me, you, us tags, but for now I'm leaving them. Because like literally we just work every day during the week. And I know it says like just a little something, but like, what am I supposed to write? That Jared made dinner when I have like a photo saying that Jared made dinner? Like, I'm not sure. So I got a little stuck on those. So for now they're staying in there. We'll see if I eventually get to them. I did the same thing that Allie had done where I put the chipboard and the flag back to back. And then I used the plus signs inside the windows. I just stapled them in place so that it would have a see-through pocket. And then included little photos that day. And then where I could, I added extra cards. Then with my leftover transparency pieces, I stitched to add this card here, which is a 3x8. And it was a morning, afternoon, evening. I decided to use that to tell food stories. So then I would write, like this had a label that said what it was. So I didn't add that, but then here I put, you know, lasagna leftovers, taco night. And on the back, sometimes there's a photo, sometimes there's pattern paper, sometimes there's nothing. And then these half circles, again, like I just originally thought they'd have journaling or a timeline or something. Didn't really feel the need to put that. So I just used some transparent numbers that I found in my stash, stickered those on there, and on the back would be a photo. And then I included the matching vellum heart from that day. So more photos from Monday, getting ready to go to bed, taking pills, trash night. And that was Monday, which, as most people who do this project know, is usually a really full day. So Tuesday is about media and apps. So like this is Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV. So I've been talking about how this group of icons on my phone is my most used, and talking about how everything has its own streaming platform and you have to have a different platform for everything you want to watch, things like that. But I wanted to, like, you know, tell stories about technology and just try to do different stuff this year, which I did. So then there's my Tuesday journaling. How am I stamping that on my sticker paper a little bit in the smear, but that's okay. More journaling. I always like to take photos of trying to get ready for the day because it's a big part of my mornings. My vitamins, the cat food, my favorite spray. And then, you know, we've got my day 2 shot looking down at the yard with all the floral petals, inside the mailbox shot. Taking a nap with the cat on my lap shot. It's funny, Jared put a new camera outside for security, and like it was like tracking me, you know, as I got out of the car. So I took a picture of that. Selfie shot from work. Kitty hanging out, doing different games on my phone. It's funny because I don't do them as much anymore at all. My breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Again, just little photos like of my plant blooming, the kitty. The kitty was, I even wrote in my journaling that it was a day, not a good day for photos. So moving on to Wednesday, that journaling is talking about how I've switched to, instead of organizing all my books by author and release date and group, now I've switched to putting them by color, and it brings me a lot of joy when I see them in rainbow order like that. So just a little shot of my bookshelf. Showing the kitties running down the stairs, shot from the shower, my alarm clocks, getting gas, view on my drive, and more journaling. And we've got like vitamins, getting ready for work, my watch, you know, what it looks like, the bath mat. Here's a beautiful photo of our cherry blossom tree in the front yard. And that was actually an ancient card from old Allie's stash, and I stamped the springtime in there. Watching TV at nighttime, the kitten is always in my lap. So that is not something I can help. I love it though. So day 3 is a shot of the front of the house, showing all the plants, and everything was looking nice. Here I did not get a photo because I had leftover pizza. So eventually I can get another photo and cover that. Some more journaling, talking about Jarrett cooking. This was from the Now kit that year, so I just wrote some notes for that. Thursday's photo was showing an epic mail day. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 9 packages on our front stoop. So I was talking about how it was a crazy mail day. I got some signed vinyls, some stuff from the Taylor Swift store. So kind of neat to be able to look back at that. And then we've got, you know, more stories about every day, trying to get photos of myself at where I work, doing work, a little selfie, talking about how long I've been at work, more journaling. Here's a photo of one of my mail items, what I was trying on with the Elm Heart and my day 4. I think that's the only one that's backwards. And then showing screenshots of a movie that I watched that day, or stops that I made on the way home. Went to Crumble, got a cookie, went to Target Pharmacy, picked up a prescription that's part of the bag, and then a shot at Target. And then this is pattern paper from one of the pockets. And then here we've got lots of, there's always kitty photos. Shot of myself loading the dishwasher. I think I was putting the soap in, doing the dishes. Real life, right? And then also doing laundry. So that was a shot from inside the washer. Another one where I didn't catch my lunch. Nothing on the back, not super worried about it. But I did include some vertical photos. So Jarrett's standing at his desk working. Usually he sits that time. He happened to be standing doing some stuff. A long shot of myself putting laundry in. I've never taken that shot before, so it was nice to get that. And then a screenshot of my phone, because at the time I was like obsessed with listening to the Torture Post Department. It had come out like 3 days before this week started. Okay, so Friday's photo is all about cross stitching, and the journaling is about how I kind of got back into it. I got back into it because I was like in a Taylor Swift cross stitch Facebook group. So there's part of my work in progress, which was taken at a later date. My journaling, getting ready in the mornings. It's always a big part of my day, getting the cats. Showing not everything needs to be perfect, just will be wonderful. Nice shot of the kitchen, you know, dishes were cleaned the night before, sunlight streaming in, and you know, the games I was playing on my phone. We've got our day 5. More sunlight streaming in through the bathroom window upstairs. Just making sure we're still recording. Okay, we had a donut Friday at work. Showing myself working on stuff, things coming in the mail, more of our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nice big close-up of the tiger lilies blooming in the yard. Not blooming, growing. Kitties, look at their little paws. They were so cute. Another shot of the Phillies. I think I was watching the Phillies probably every night. And then some filler cards from the Now kit. So then we're moving on to Saturday. And Saturday is a screenshot of the Phillies stadium seating. I was surprised with tickets that day to the Diamond Club, which is right behind home plate, for an upcoming game. So that was really exciting. And why I had taken screenshots, because I was trying to see where our seats were. And here we've got our Saturday journaling, showing working on more chores and laundry. Our bathroom when like the light's streaming in. Kitties. My cross stitch needle minder. Jarrett making breakfast for everybody. One of my favorites, the sausage and croissants. Running errands, or no, sorry, not yet. This was mail that had come in. Ran and got some treats for everybody from Dairy Queen, Burger King. One of the kiddos at the table. One of my favorite snacks, which I still eat. Kitties on the cat tree. And then I'd gone to run errands at the grocery store. So all these plants were blooming outside and looked really pretty. I shot inside from my cart view. Here's a picture of the cats laying on the kids' shoes. They love that. I had picked up some crumble cookies on the way home for the kids and shown that it was raining. And then these were like our ratings for how good they were. And then I had also ran to the craft store and picked up a bunch of floss for this project and another project that I was working on. So like a shot at the store, a shot of them laid out at home, a project, kitties being silly, using that with a play card, teenagers. And then Sunday was a cool shot of one of my new vinyls. It was like crystal clear. Like I said, it was Taylor Swift week because it had just come out. This was me talking about the new album being clear and have gotten into album collecting and how much fun I'm having with it. Our Sunday journaling. Here I had taken a shot of the fridge. It wasn't like especially organized or anything special, but I always wanted to do that just real life, what it looks like with the doors open. I'm working on one of my cross stitch projects, putting groceries away. We made brownies with the kids, and then food for the day, and then we dropped off the kids and went to a comedy show. So this was me getting ready at home. I took a similar shot last year, which inspired it, where I hung the dress on the back of the door, and then you can see me putting on my makeup and stuff, getting ready. And then, oh, I realized last year's mini kit was me and you kit. The year before was morning, evening, night, or whatever. So here we were in downtown Philly, walking to the Kimmel Center. We saw Brad Williams, who is a dwarf comic, hilarious, really funny. So a shot of us right when we got there. This was a shot from his Instagram, and we're like up in the crowd there. Poster showing it was sold out. And then getting home, taking off makeup, crawling into bed. Still have to figure out what I want to do with this card. My photo for the day with the sunset on our drive home. And then this was a card that was from 2 years ago, I believe. Just a way to collect ephemera, like toll turnpike mail, part of my cross stitch pattern, the brownie box, my prescription, get more of the envelope from the prescription, the snack box for my crackers, the Taylor Swift mail, and then the packaging for my blanket that I'd gotten in the mail. So really, really glad that this is done. I'm excited for the project this year, because this is like a good reminder of the types of photos that I want to take. I keep like running lists too sometimes to like remind myself, and I had found this was from 2023, but I'd stuck it with my 2024 stuff because repeat photos that I like to take, they're just reminders. Just checking on my, like in the mailbox, brushing my teeth, which I didn't do this past year, getting a haircut. Didn't have that this last year either. Flowers in the garden, doing chores, alarm screenshots in the shower, getting ready, in the car, daily meds, walking outside. Didn't do that either. Photo goals in my fridge. Got that one finally crossed off. In my purse, and a 2-page spread, which I didn't do. And then repeated designs are like with the daily transparencies and typing my journaling on photos. Usually I do a timeline of my day. When I go through the photos and like write down the actual times. Didn't do that. Stitching, see-through pocket every day, which I did. My reason why. And you can see here I wrote like the years I had done different things so that I could just kind of see the consistency of my style through the years when I go back and look at these projects. So I'm excited to get started on the new one soon, and I hope you are excited and looking forward to the project too. It's such a great snapshot of your life. Even when I feel like stuff's the same, even when it's boring, I struggle with taking photos because we live such boring, simple lives, especially during the week when it's just work. But still looking forward to it. Bye for now.